What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, charging the car. I don't even know what time this is coming out, but yeah, match reaction. Everton 2, Mansfield Town 0. A game where, I'm not going to lie to you, it was a boring game of football. I wasn't blown away by the performance at all. Certain players were good, certain players were not good. I just thought it was an overall fairly minty performance. The players that I thought played well, let's talk about those. I thought Mykolenko did okay coming back in. Seamus Coleman come in. We didn't really get tested at the back, but you know they did have the odd moment. To be fair to Mansfield, their fans were great, by the way. So any Mansfield fans that watch this, I thought you were brilliant today, so well done. Hope you enjoyed the stadium, and good luck to the rest of the season. And please remember, this video is sponsored by Flyers Indoor Golf. Please get over to the website and go check them out. But yeah, look, fundamentally tonight it was job done. It was job done. It was a better job than what Manchester United could do. And this is a much better reaction than what Mark Goldridge is doing right now. Absolutely losing his fruit and barley. But look, realistically, the game tonight, certain players, I didn't think McNeil was in it. I actually didn't think it was Jack Grealish's best game either, if I'm being honest. I thought Mansfield did a phenomenal job on him. I was really happy with Charlie Alcaraz. Really happy. I thought he was tenacious. If he made a mistake, he'd always try and win the ball back, and I like that. He's growing on me as a footballer. But he looked neat and tidy at times tonight, and he's still young. I think there's a player in there, a bit more consistency, and I think he'll be a hell of a player. But I was happy with Charlie Alcaraz tonight. And the one that stood out for me and rightly got man of the match was Harrison Armstrong. For an 18-year-old to play like a mature 25-year-old, move the ball across the lines very comfortably, on the turn, 2 assists. Look, he's a good footballer. He's a good footballer, and he's as simple as that. He's a good footballer. He knows what he's doing. He knows the basics. He knows everything that he needs to do to basically just, sounds weird, but tick over in games. You know, he'll put a foot in, or he'll do a tackle, or he'll win the ball, or he'll make a pass. He'll just do the basics well, and it comes across really well. The way he plays, it's like a mature level, and I was really impressed with him tonight. And you can see that in the first goal. You know, he doesn't panic, he doesn't stress. He's got the ball in the box, he's surrounded by defenders, but he just rolls the ball, feet to feet, turns round, sees Charlie Alcaraz in space, lays a lovely little pass into him, and Alcaraz makes it 1-0. And it's a beautiful finish. It's a lovely finish. Sort of top right of the goal from where I was sitting, top left of the goalkeeper, but it was a lovely finish. And that makes it Everton 1-0. And that was kind of what you expect. You know, it's kind of what you expect. The game goes on. Mansfield have a couple of opportunities, nothing too heavy, but there's definitely more opportunities for Everton. It was abundantly obvious. We score again right at the end. Beto, just in the right place at the right time, really. Ball across the box from Harrison Armstrong. Beto runs onto it, makes it 2-0. Striker's finish. But what was nice tonight is that team tonight. I'm not going to say it was a Premier League team, but it wasn't a million miles away. And yet, it did enough to beat a very decent Mansfield side, a side that's won 4 games in the bounce, going all right in the league, clearly play decent football. But we had options on the bench. Tim, come on. Lilliman and Jai, come on. You know, there's just 2 examples. Beto, come on. You know, there was players there that made a bit of a difference. It was just a bit of depth, a bit more depth than we're used to. And obviously we did see Tyler Diblin, who, you know, when he come on the pitch, you know, it's his first game. It would be wrong of me to judge him, so I won't. But there's a player in there who's a couple of neat, tidy turns. He lost the ball a couple of times. He's 19 years old. It's fine. It's not an issue. But all in all, it was an okay performance. It was an okay performance. There was players that, you know, me and John highlighted before the game. And there's another player that I'm going to single out here again. It's James Garner. James Garner has started this season, in my opinion, really, really well. And bearing in mind, we saw the sort of glimpses in pre-season. Then he had a stinker. He's coming to this season. He started really well, both at left back and centre midfield. So just a little shout out to his consistency, because we're starting to see it a little bit. So I'm hoping he can keep it up. But yeah, look, all in all, happy, decent performance. You know, relatively straightforward performance. But we go again. The reason why this is so late is getting out of that ground. Getting out of the ground, and the roads around the stadium are horrendous. They're horrendous. I mean, I was stuck on one street for 35 minutes, just waiting. It's just bad. You know, the infrastructure around the ground is just so poor. And I don't really know how you fix that in terms of roads and things for people that drive. But yeah, that's the only negative. The service inside the stadium today was a little bit better, but then getting in the stadium was an absolute nightmare, and the kickoff got delayed 15 minutes to 8 o'clock. So, you know, that wasn't great. They've also, Everton have got this weird thing with packages and tickets and seats. I don't think they read out the attendance today. And I'm not surprised, because it was told that this was a sellout today. Yet there was 5 seats in front of me. There was seats across the way in the hospitality. There were seats next to me in the hospitality. I wasn't in the hospitality, but I sit right next to where they are. And there was clearly seats. And I think people are desperate to get into this stadium. And unless you're paying 250 quid or 200 quid or 50 quid, 100 quid, whatever it costs, you're not getting that moment, that opportunity. And the other thing that I noticed, I thought I'd check this last night, is I looked to see if it was fully booked for the hospitality, and it was. So I don't understand why there were so many empty seats tonight when there were so many people desperate to go. There were spares going around on Twitter, everything. It seemed odd, and it's something that Everton need to address, because we were 1,000 short against Brighton, which wouldn't have happened if everyone had took their corporate seats by all accounts, or some supporter groups or whatever it is. But that needs fixing. But all in all, good performance. Mansfield go shoulders up, I would say. Decent account of themselves in the league. Fans give a good account of themselves. We as Everton fans were great as always, but it wasn't a stellar performance tonight. It wasn't something that was brilliant. It wasn't like outrageous. It was just a job done the basics. A lot of rotation in the squad. Seamus Coleman got 90 minutes. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. First 90 minutes since August 2024, I think it is. Charlie Alcaraz for me, brilliant. Harrison Armstrong for me, brilliant. And yeah, good. I haven't spoken about Barry, because I think it would be unfair to make of that what you will. Right, up the toffees. See you soon. Peace.